and you're dead. Also, your scaling is not as good.
You're like a weaker Tiny at that point, right?
Yeah,
if you're
pretty
the
much.
Blink Ether Lens build, you just initiation, that's your job done.
Casters,
I think we're ready to
start the game, please, Andy. I'm going to clap, and we're going to start the game.
Away we go. Game 2. LGD already one game to the good, up against OG.
Yeah, the reason why we didn't start is we needed to finish a couple of points, and all 10 players and the production waited until we were done.
Well, when Lacoste talks, you listen. That's the rule number 1 of Dota 2 major events. As we get ourselves towards these bounty runes. Tiger Amar up towards top. Xingqiu and Faith Bian lurking in the shadows.
PSG.LGD stole their heroes. This is Razor, classic Amar hero, and also OG tried to play Earthshaker twice so far in this major. Oh, this is going to get dewarded Faith Bian, getting some extra gold. Never mind, it's Xingqiu getting extra gold.
Oh, it was a sentry, wasn't it?
It was his sentry, yes. And he's bringing another one.
Ooh. Go hunt down the vision of OG. And maybe they've got a good idea of that mid lane ward that is pretty shallow near the tier 1. And down towards bot, nothing to say, gets out his Resonant Pulse. Arme here as well. As Faith Bian, nothing to say, do get a couple of the bounty runes. The 4th one, though, is BZM's, giving the 2 for 2.
Nothing to say, starting with 20%, 30% HP against BZM. We saw yesterday when BZM first game against Liquid was playing Batrider. That did kind of cost him the lane and also not necessarily the game, but the game was definitely harder. We see Ramses also coming out from... not sure who... How do you know who used the spray?
I don't know. Is the purple outline... No, it can't be. It's nothing to say he's teal. I don't know. The direction, maybe?
Oh yeah, Ramses is attacking Radiant Tower. So that's BZM.
He's pushing forward for it. Static link up top. Xingqiu with a Fisher there as well. Amar trying to get around the side while Tiger's courier should be finished off here by the Earthshaker. Did deliver in that extra bit of regen and a couple of sentries.
Making an adjustment. They want to have Huskar against Razor, where he can still deal damage with his burning spears and also having inner fire. So having that disarm works really well. They can also reposition him once Marcy gets level 2. But still, I'm favoring the lane for LGD. I think Razor is one of the heroes that can man up, and also having a Fisher to block him off. And this is potentially a first blood lane that I'm looking at.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
And it's just kidding. No, it's not. now our observers are going to be looking at the top lane a little bit more.
I'm going to give Scriff the shakes. Bottom lane, what is it? IO Doom. Time to sustain coming out of Seb. He's got his wand, Fairy Fire.
Yeah, Sustain.
Sustain, yeah.
Seb did hit level 30 on IO the other day. It's one of the heroes that he has been spamming, so...
Well, he's Master Tier now.
Master Tier, expecting some big things, big relos.
Big tethers. There's a link up top again. But you see there, Marcy with the maneuverability just to jump over the Fisher, get away. Yuragi. Oh, he's been pounded by Arme.
Oh, good body block. Like, Arme did kind of close the gap.
I can't
still
finish him.
Gonna be fine. There's still Fairy Fire on IO, and he will be okay. Healing Salve used.
Yeah, plenty. A regen there, and going to have a ring of regen brought out to Seb as well. No more tangos or salves though, so if we do have another move by LGD to play aggressively, we could find a kill on Seb potentially. How's that mid lane going? Even though Nothing to Say had a rough start, like you said, starting 20% health, he's still doing fine. Xingqiu, yeah, Fisher blocks them out. Oh, Amar, trapped by the creeps. The Radiant Creep Wave doing their job, keeping Huskar in range for Faith Bian to get first blood.
And now they have level 3 on Earthshaker, who's going to have some extra mana from Mangoes, so using a healing salve as well. So an extra layer of stun, an extra bit of a physical damage that sometimes you need. So off to a really good start. Faith Bian, we saw in the previous game what happens when he is the one popping off early on, and this might be the same thing.
Yeah, very well could be. I'm going to pull across as well for Xingqiu. Just keep dragging that creep wave around. BZM made his way up to top to grab himself a bounty rune. He even scanned it as well as he was afraid of what was lurking in the shadows. Now, about a wave behind in terms of CS against Nothing to Say, but Void Spirit makes that same move down towards the bottom. Bounty Rune himself.
Also, I don't think there's going to be any movement on Void Spirit. Even when Puck hits level 6, it could potentially be Marcy, but Io's not that hero that's going to rotate. So I feel Void Spirit's going to have a really good time. And look at this, same thing happened in the previous game where Jin Q goes for that 4-minute rune, leaves some extra experience to Fate Beyond on top.
Yi there with the Penitence. That's going to be incredibly potent, paired up with this Chaos Knight, getting that attack speed onto heroes like Io. Drag them out of place with the Rift. And do a tremendous amount of damage. So far, May 22-8, really untouched in this lane. Both him and the Doom have so much heal from their supports, right? You've got Chen with his passive, you've got this Aya topping them up as well.
In terms of CS, Huskar is doing better than Razor, but if we show network, it looks better for Razor. Show network, please.
Yeah, 2100, 2130. It's pretty close up at the top. Doom, the one down at the bottom, surprisingly. We'll start catching up with his Devour eventually, though. And Seb's grandson in that mid lane. 23-6 on the puck, just chipping away at the Void Spirit. Trade out in the regen.
Nothing to say, tanking up on his Void Spirit, bringing a Raindrop, bringing full Magic Wand to be able to sustain through puck. Big small cam stack. Let's see if Nothing to Say. Oh, he didn't get it. He got like only a couple of those. But got the XP, which means that he got level 6,
and dispose up
Puck
top.
to TP out.
Faith Beyond tagged by the inner fire. Amar getting OG's first kill. And you're right, that puck very close to death, just about jaunting to the orb to get away from the astral step. Oh, Nothing to Say. I mean, Chen here, he's got lots of little items, a little thrift shop going. Blightstone, Sage's Mask, Headdress. And minus armor with Penitence and the right clicks of CK. It's no joke when you're an Io or a Doom.
Also, minus armor from Reality Rift. It's level 1, so extra 4 on top of 2, which brings Doom's armor almost to minus. One of the reasons why he decided to go for Phase Boot, so we'll be okay. Putting a lot of pressure with this Doom and Io. Very difficult to trade regeneration against Io. Even though you have Chen, even though you have CK, still OG playing this lane really well.
Yeah, just keeping that pressure moving forward. And the Catapult Wave doing some significant damage to that bottom tier 1. Does get cleared out in the end by Arme. He's constantly at half HP. Thinks about the stun, but when he's so low, doesn't want to make the jump onto Seb when his 1 charges.
And the Fairy Fire did not want to commit.
Yeah, little abilities to turn fights around. But look at this. Nothing to Say. Was he being scouted?
He's scouted by the Sentry Ward.
Dire Sentry sees him. He's still going to go for Tiger, though, it looks like. Move in towards the back, ignores Tiger, wants Huskar instead. Struggling to decide which target he's going for. Jump, he's moving up, moving down now, focus in towards him and blow up Amar. Tiger, the next target. Line it up and finish him off. Poor little Marcy. No way to jump away from this, is there? Maybe can get a dispose out, but Nothing to Say. Going to try to catch up. Seb with a heal. Now the 2-man coil. Tiger's still alive and able to battle on through. They will get the Waning Rift in onto 3. The silence lasts long enough to kill them off. Razor and the Void Spirit down and out. And Jin Q with one last Fisher finishes off the puck. A 3-for-2 trade. And Jin Q should surely be disposed back and found. Seb with a double.
Void Spirit, 1 second until the Resonant Pulse. If he gets that off, getting some extra damage and also getting the tankiness, I think he lives there.
Another reload bottom. And Uragi with Tiger. They're coming down here thanks to Seb, aiming for Arme. TPs from LGD are coming through, but the CK, even with his 1 charge, is dead to right. In comes MTS though. Resonant Pulse, the relocate out, they'll leave Tiger here to die as they save up the Doom.
Some good rotations, hitting that level 6 on Io at minute 8. That was pretty big. They did lose Amar, but also supports are getting quite a lot from this. Both supports going to be level 6 before minute 10.
A little interesting that Seb's going for the Locket first item. I feel like in recent times it's been that mech rush and Locket comes after. Do you think
he's doing it the other way around. Yesterday also, Holy Locket into mech.
Okay. Is there a good reason for that? Just quicker, faster to get there?
I think so. I think because of the build-up, because he like gets the headdress and you get it easier. You do have a magic wand as well, so I think that might be the reasoning. I also could be wrong. It's straight up 50-50. Either I'm lying or Seb is right.
You're right or you're wrong. No
Yeah.
in between. Yeah, I think you're a spot on there. You've got all of the little elements, small item build-up towards that locket. As Tiger gets found in the river and his ward removed by Jinkyu as well. Sentry there to unblock the camp. LGD very quick off the mark here to respond to Tiger's movement. Armor closing in on Armlet. One of the big timings here for OG.
Coil in the mid lane. Doom is available.
Yeah, chucks it in onto him. Nothing to say. Nowhere to run. Yuragi and PZM clearing through the Void Spirit easily, and that's the big reason they picked that Doom, isn't it? The lockdown on the Void Spirit, so important for them.
It's a lot of units here. They do have Toughness Aura and also Alpha Wolf Aura.
Body blocks. Yeah, and a good face shift. Gets away from
Hand
the
of God
Fisher.
is available if needed.
Amara didn't want to jump into the middle of all of them. Doesn't even have the life break skilled. 3, 5, 6. Is he holding a point? He is, right?
Yes, Gary. 1 + 2 is 3 + 3 is 6, and he's level
7 minus
7.
1 is-
-1.
Right.
Fisher. Jinkyu looking for an angle.
Does that block him? Well, he's got a little path through the trees, so no.
Oh, Ame might be in trouble one more time. He senses something's cooking.
Yeah, he's trying to clear out small cap. BZM.
There's Relo.
In we go with a reload and the jaunt forward. Tumbler's toy to try and scout out Arme. Faith Beyond disposed, sent back towards his tower. Good damage onto Tiger though, as Arme will claim his life.
Oh,
but
big
for
Fisher.
Fisher and the Echo! Jinkyu! He's done so much here to save Arme and allow him to open up and do the damage they needed. BZM, where are you off to now? Yuragi's being left here.
Hurricane.
No way out.
And Reality Rift pull. What a turnaround play from PSG.LGD. We mentioned that the both supports on OG are going to be level 6 pre-10 minutes, and so did both supports on PSG.LGD. This was Earthshaker with only 1 point in the Aftershock, so couldn't stun lock them, because you want to, whenever you play position for Earthshaker, you want to max out that Fisher instead. And also, unfortunately for OG, Coil was not ready, so they couldn't go on CK and keep him in place to be able to deal damage. So a lot of time bought, and also Hand of God heal coming in.
Yeah, Arme going to be incredibly happy with the response he got from his team. The backup arrived so quickly, and now he's going to go on Yuragi. Chucks the stun at him. Phantasm with that illusion doing some decent chip damage, but he's the one being turned on. Yi is here as backup with a Wild Wing. Tiger cycloned across with a Hurricane, but I'll dispose Yi back into the middle of 4 of them. Chen just hands his life over to save the Chaos Knight.
Showing a lot of heroes bottom while Lamar is farming in the jungle. Not going to say, looking for a rune. He's going to get invis, so he's ready to rotate.
Yeah, going straight for the Aghanim Scepter on this Void Spirit. So no Spirit Vessel coming out. Do they just reckon they've got enough physical damage through the CK and the Razor?
CK and Razor, maybe that's the thinking. And also, a lack of lockdown for Puck. Once Jinkyu probably going to think differently than Earthshaker in the previous game. He's probably going to be looking for that Blink Dagger. You want to be able to Blink Initiate on Huskar and mostly Puck to have that instant stun. And he queues it up.
That's what he wants. And he also wants to try and wrap around in on his bottom lane. They've already done a decent job shutting down Yuragi. Usually Doom, especially as a position 1, I guess he's more of a 3 in this because of the lane swaps. He's not top of the net worth though, which is a struggle for him as he's jumped and nearly killed straight off the bat. Reload, the save, not going to come in time. Yuragi dies under his own tier 1, but Amar, he's in onto Arme. In a fire there after the life break, and the Burning Spear stacking up, and the turnaround from Arme with a Hand of God. Heal comes through, can't finish off ATF just yet. In onto Tiger instead. The Fisher will block him, stun him as well. He can try and toggle his way out of here with Seb's heals coming in as well, but Jinkyu's there with an Echo Slam, the chain stuns, and a rift back in.
When I said Arma toggle, that he's going to be fine, I meant Ame. Ame did die that one time, and he's getting very close to Echo Saber. A lot of sustain coming up from that Chaos Strike. Y coming in clutch with Hand of God and Mech one more time. 4,000 damage. And same amount of damage from Huskar. He is officially position 1 right now.
Yeah, they've given him the farm priority. That's why, you know, Doom is struggling, as we were saying, not top of the net worth as we usually expect from a core Doom. He still needs plenty of time, you know. He has got his Midas now, got the first use out of it, and a coil maybe into a Doom on the Void Spirit.
Can he get the Doom on? He's not going to be able to.
He gets fogged as he walks up the staircase, and now Jin-Q and Yi, they're chasing back in towards BZM. The Remnant misses, though. Nothing to say, can't catch it. Rebounding from Tiger, but the rift from Arme shreds through the Marcy, and Uragi's going to die again.
This is why I said when the game started that Shaker is really good against Doom. You need to be able to chase people down, but one Fissure block could make a change. Inside the Roche pit, there you go. Alpha Wolf and double damage running on Razor. It doesn't get more perfect for PSG.LGD than this.
And the little ghost slowing him down as well. Who's going to get the Aegis here? Is it just Arme so they can put him on towers? Oh, it's nothing to say, so he can dive in. Have the freedom. And if he gets doomed, care a little bit less about it. Aghanim Scepter, 1100 away.
Be big for PSG.LGD, having a backline jump, especially with Aegis. So you don't have to care. You can heavily commit, use 2 Resonant Pulse charges, silence Puck. Let's see how Puck is adapting. He's not getting any defensive item, going for the Blink Dagger. Nothing to say. Still chasing. He knows Taiga is in here.
Where are you? Can you hear any whistling? Oh yeah, you found the Marcy now. Fissure, well placed, as they will chain disable Tiger's Marcy.
That's a Blink Dagger 15 minutes in on Earthshaker. Considering that they've been fighting all the time and he died only 2 times, this is what you want to do with Earthshaker. Like, you either want to have a lane for 2-3 minutes to be able to farm a Blink Dagger, or a lot of skirmishes where you live and you get the assist gold.
Yes, that maxed out Fissure has paid off big time for him. BZM is jaunted across to the left-hand side. Jin-Q's going to find him, though. The Templar's Toy doesn't buy enough time, and the Echo Slam is there again.
Perfect timing.
Spectacular performance.
Blink Dagger just got delivered by the courier, so he manages to close the gap, gets on top of BZM.
Jin-Q really showing us the power of this Earthshaker. Looking for the first win of the tournament on that hero. 5k net worth lead for LGD, just 16 minutes in now. As Arme plants himself in the enemy triangle, taking away some of the gold that they desperately need on OG.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I scanned him as well, but they're so afraid. They're trying to spread the map, heading northwards. De-warding and guarding their top jungle. Good attempt from Yi there to try and deny his own Observer Ward, but not quite.
Look at his little army. This doesn't look scary, but it is a lot of auras. Heal amplification aura, slow, some extra damage, and also a little bit of magic resistance.
Oh, the heal amp is so nice when you got Mech, Hand of God. The healing coming out of the CK. As we're getting close to Arme's BKB now, you can disassemble the Echo. About 1,000 away from the recipe. Tier 2 items coming into the hands of LGD. As OG, well, they got 2 Observer Wards down towards the bottom right-hand corner of the map. And a lot of drawing there saying, push out bot lane, play into bot jungle. We've got the vision. That's where we need to fight around.
Go with 3. Be ready to come with the relocate. It's very difficult. Earthshaker doesn't have Fissure, but there is still Aegis 2 minutes on Void Spirit plus Aghanim Scepter. I think OG needs to respect this.
Yeah, 35 seconds until Echo Slam. Oh yeah, OG just fully falling back now. Still feel like they need more time. Wait out this Aegis, delay the game, get the Doom up and running, because he's not online yet. Uragi needs that BKB. But LGD is so good at piercing.
Uragi got scouted. He's dead.
He's under an Observer Ward. Nothing to say. Straight in with the Ether Remnant. Arme Faith Bian will follow up. The cavalry arrives and Jin-Q will claim a kill.
Just in case he Doom presses BKB and Cheese and tries to get out.
And an Eon Disc pops, you know.
And so he makes sure that doesn't happen. Still a minute left on Aegis. Void Spirit thinking about going in.
is under attack.
LGD are so good at these moves, though, aren't they? They find the right angle to get into enemy territory where they are at their weakest, OG. Everybody behind the tier 2 top. Not allowing LGD to have that opening. And Aegis 50 seconds away from being reclaimed, so they've weathered the storm for the most part. Even though Uragi has been the sacrifice 4 times this game on the Doom.
His BKB is very delayed. Also, something that we mentioned is if CK gets the ulti off, he gets 2 extra Phantasm illusions, and then it becomes very difficult for him to find which one is real.
They will find the real one straight up here with Amara Tiger. Now on to Arme. No BKB for him yet on the CK. He turns to try and fight, but he's disarmed. No more lifesteal. The Blink Echo. Jinkyu turns it straight back on them. Sam gonna go for the TP home. And LGD, they get something out of nothing there.
They caught him underneath the vision. There are 2 observer wards right now in PSG.LGD's jungle, scouting things out in the river, or the one that's gonna get devoted right now. So Ame dying, very close to his BKB, needs 400 gold, disassemble Echo Saber, and will have it. Again, this didn't get devoted. Uragi did ping it out, saying that there is a vision.
Yeah, and he walks right under it again. This time, waddling back to his tier 2 with Seb's backup. For a hasted Void Spirit. Eyeing up an opportunity to jump. The moment he sees a hero, Jinkyu also here nearby. And a high ground ward sees every member of OG incoming.
Seb
Jinkyu,
immediately dewards it.
solo coil. They want this Earthshaker, snaps the coil on him. Jinkyu pretty tanky on the ES though. Will get jumped by the life break, but the enchant totem, and in comes Razor, just chipping away
They're way
at
too
OG.
deep right now.
They're trying to commit, the dispo's back, Chen thrown in, but the
Fisher on
3-man
4.
Fisher catches them with a shard as well, just holding back OG, stopping their advance forward.
Man, Jinkyu Earthshaker, that's definitely something else. Also, very good Remnant from Nothing to Say to be able to close Marcy, placed it on top of Jinkyu so that he knows if someone jumps in. Oh, Fisher!
Hello! Jinkyu's here again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's the power of Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, being able to jump in, instantly initiate, and also seeing Puck using phase shift. Very difficult for Puck. He's trying to go for Kaya Sanj to have status resistance to lower the duration of those stuns, but PSG.LGD, they're not gonna stop. They have BKB on CK right now and almost a full Echo Saber again, so...
And an 87% win probability as well. Looking incredibly strong with this 9-10k net worth lead. Next Roshan. If LGD get that, I really struggle to see a world in which OG are able to combat the LGD side just walking towards their base.
This looks so weird.
Double void.
Double Great Band, double void.
Well, it's beautifully arranged, aesthetically pleasing Razor build as Nothing to Say, saved up by Jinkyu again. Like turning onto the Marcy here, Tiger just charging towards the Earthshaker. Wants to get a couple of spells off, but now he's trapped down in the river. Arme will take that up for himself, handed a kill on a silver platter, and after the Doom has expired, Nothing to Say is straight onto him. Uragi trying to run it back, but he's being drained of his damage, killed by Pythian.
Again, the same issue that OG has been facing. They dropped the Doom, but there is no real follow-up, and one Fisher just says, enough, you need to stop. Jinkyu's positioning has been amazing. He's been involved in, let me do the math real quickly, 17 out of 21 kills. He's all over the place. A lot of those assists, a lot of those Fishers are not assists that made a lot of difference.
Seb, 3-second stun, and Jinkyu not even needed. A straight-up solo from Arme. Fisher will catch Amar. They'll follow through from the rest of LGD though. They are pretty wide across the map. Maybe OG can make something out of this. They've got 2 cores bottom. They see Jinkyu.
Jinkyu's level 15, same level as Huskar, same level as Puck.
Oh, what's the Doom at?
13 with Hand of Midas. Not looking good for OG.
Yeah, that's a difficult one for him. Look, he's below the Chen. Jinkyu, of course, you're having a very good game. Moving his way towards that BKB next. There we go. BKB up on Arme. Mage Slayer grabbed as well. Blink Dagger next on the cards for him. And Roshan 10 seconds away. As LGD will be prepping themselves here, scouting with the Vool assassin with his envenomed weapon inside.
It's a good one. It's the one that reduces the healing, and the percentage is 75 regen reduction.
It's like, oh, I pop my salve, I'll be fine farming this creep camper. No.
You get 100 HP from a healing salve.
Yeah.
If you use it on ally, then you get 50.
It's nasty. 50 HP
50
for salve.
HP for salve, yeah.
Well, LGD not content to sit back and hold their own high ground. They want to take enemy territory, and here we go again. Straight up with the Fisher, jump in for the Void Spirit and kill off Uragi. Gets the BKB out, but not the Doom. And with Huskar jumping on the Razor, well, he's just going to be lightning stormed down and rifted into Arme's open arms. Xinkyu getting another Fisher forward. Will be able to catch Seb, but with no vision there, we can't dive into the trees. But
BGM.
2 heroes down, it's Roshan time.
BGM try to go on Xinkyu, but there is way too much sustain. Why? With Holy Locket, Mech also ready to use Hand of God if necessary. Still, Fisher into Totem is more than enough, and Fate Beyond used Refresher for the first time, getting a double BKB, double Eye of the Storm. Very difficult for them to go in and take the fight. But this is going to be a freebie.
When the IO gets his Hand of Midas, you know, maybe we can look towards the future.
He
Think
did
about
have
that
that
late
queued
game.
up, but the game ended. Oh, Void Spirit.
Under a sentry, coiled up, disposed snaps. Great pick off for OG. Still able to punch back. Arme, oh, he's in honor. The puck stunned up and cleared through. Ooh, 20 HP remaining. Can we jump away with the blink? We
He's
can.
trying.
There's the Essence Ring as well. Uragi can try and defend him too. Xinkyu makes the move
Fake.
forward, but 1v4
Fake
now.
jump.
Uragi, he wanted to doom the Earthshaker, disposed back,
Into
will open them
Echo.
up.
Gonna get it up.
He can't. He's chain stunned out by OG.
I mean, it would look good Echo on paper, but there was no one around him. Ame was there, rest of the team not ready to jump in and help out.
Very close to killing off BZM in the midst of all that, though. He's like 25, 30 health remaining. But losing your Void Spirit and your Earthshaker now gives her an opening for OG to push out across the map. That's Tiger toys with Arme. I'm not sure if this is what you wanted to be playing with, though. It's a dangerous toy. Lots of moving parts and sharp objects there on the Chaos Knight.
Way too difficult to deal with this overfarmed CK going into Bloodthorn next after picking up that shard. He picked up the shard from Roshan and picking up the Blink Dagger.
Oh, they cancel the blink with the Plasma Field. This time the jump from Arme works out thanks to Faith Beyond's arrival.
BZM getting caught multiple times.
And now we can prep ourselves for the push in from LGD. 3.5 minutes on the Aegis remain. Chen gonna recall his creeps across the map to keep the push going. While Amar and Seb trying to do what they can to get some land for themselves. But with a tier 1 mid and top still standing, it's so difficult for them. Being this far behind, having no access points to the enemy parts of the map.
PSG.LGD, they are ready to go for the high ground. CK does have that level 20 talent throughout the Druid Pierce's spell immunity, so he can still be able to reposition heroes and blow them up when a Phantasm is up.
And no buybacks outside of the Marcy for OG. Everybody very poor. No money for the buybacks. Tier 3 items are coming though for them. Amar farming enemy ancients, finding a pocket of farm, while Seb killed off by a Fisher and a move in from Nothing to Say's Void. How's OG's high ground defense?
Not as good as in the previous game. They had Shaker plus Coddle this time around. Puck will need to do some creep skipping, but definitely needs a defensive item for himself. He is going for Eon Disc, still needs a couple of minutes to farm it.
Amar, he's like cutting wave mid, farming ancients.
Amar being sneaky, look at him.
Why is Amar the finder? He's finding farm where no one else could. Is he the highest GPM on his team? No, the puck is ever so slightly ahead. 469.
He has higher GPM than Doom with Devour and Hand of Midas. That tells a lot about how bad of a game Doom has.
Radiant's courier has
How important was that lane swap, right? Because you mentioned at the start they put the Huskar against the Razor. It would have been worse for Doom if he had been against the Razor. Oh, hang on a second, it's Tiger. Faith Bian's found him with a refresh up. He's got the Eye of the Storm out. He's got double BKB ready at his disposal as well. They've got the Doom on the Void Spirit though. Faith Bian trying to defend, and the Hurricane back pushes, nothing to say, away from danger. The Hand of God heals him, and in comes the rest. Arme with a double kill, clearing through OG. Tiger, no way of escaping. Penitence and the Rift on him, and GG is called. A 2-0 victory here for LGD, and quite a simple one at that.
OG understanding that they have no business left in this game. They were not able to kill one hero in the last fight, and also White didn't even use Nethermech nor 20 charges on the Holy Locket. Just the lane setup, and also these couple of like rotations first time around, a couple of dooms. They were not connecting. Jinkyu, masterclass performance on his Earthshaker.
Just exquisite stuff on that Earthshaker, really. I mean, the Chaos Knight last pick as well worked out wonderfully for LGD.
No real AoE to deal with CK. They needed to be able to get the Doom off, but way too much sustain from Chen. Y played amazing on Chen, being able to secure the lane for CK. And Puck, like, they just got caught way too many times. Void Spirit did decide to go for Aghanim Scepter, which is a bit of a greedy item build, but once you get to that, then you have a backline jump, you have the control, and also that first Roshan fight, when they pretty much team-wiped OG and double damage Alpha Wolf, more than enough to take down Roshan securely.
And the responses from LGD as well, right? Think back to that real first big team fight bottom, where Arme gets gone on, Jinkyu comes in.
Like 3-4-man Fisher right on top of them, and Arme survives in the end, and big turnaround play. Also being able to protect the tower for a longer period of time, which does allow them to, again, TP out, and I think we also need to mention Warding, how good PSG.LGD was.
Superb.
Because it did allow them to go for these pickoffs.
Well, we'll head it back to our panel to talk about this series. 2-0 victory for LGD. What do you think about that?
I think that we should never, ever listen to Gods again, because that Earthshaker performance, what do you have to say for yourself, Gods, and about the Earthshaker?
Not very trash. Jinkyu Earthshaker, not very.
Yeah, all right. Do you still, I guess, do you like the look of Earthshaker now, or do you still think it is now one of those heroes that's very player-specific and very, very lineup-specific?
Probably, I mean, definitely, you know, I got to double down on my back case. And,
yeah, please go ahead.
Please, I would love to hear.
I mean, the way Jinkyu played it definitely looked different to what we've seen from other teams.
Yeah.
And I also think LGD, the better team here. Like, I think often what you'll see is, like, a team that's better than opponents can make heroes that maybe aren't as strong look a whole lot better. Like, it felt like OG were walking into these 3-4-man fishes multiple times. But it's a hard hero to play into if you haven't versed Earthshaker in a while, which I think a lot of teams may have to kind of get a little refresher.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the Earthshaker that had impact in this game for LGD. You know, that Chaos Knight, came out as their last pick, ended up going 12-2, so looking absolutely amazing for the side of LGD, and just the way this game played out, it was very skirmish heavy, a lot of rotations from both teams. So even though LGD kind of snowballed, there was a lot of action sheep.
Yeah, they both made sure to react to things that were happening. You see BZM's Puck TPing top to counter initiate. You see the bot lane Jinkyu's Earthshaker TPing in and counter ganking. Like, this was that's how a lot of these fights happened. I will say though, for me, this game was very Jinkyu really was the MVP. Like, he was behind CK so often. He was always ready for the counter initiations. I think that's what made him so effective. So in the early games, his counter initiations came from the TPs. Later, it was with his blink. You saw the OG team smoke with their Huskar and come into the jungle. They kill Arme. It's like, oh no! But then this massive Echo Slam comes out, and it completely turns everything around. Like, he set up so much. He was catching so many heroes, and it was just off the back of like two things. A, his positioning was fantastic, and B, they had amazing vision. Yeah, their vision game was fantastic. They not only were they putting pretty deep wards in and getting like wards that cover like the bot side of the map and the top, so they knew where they were, but they were also playing very aggressively with their Chen. Like, Y was just farming the enemy jungle when his entire team was like bot, and you have these creeps scouting, giving vision, giving information, so they just know, oh, OG could be bot. I'm gonna make sure I'm behind my carry.
Yeah. What about the Doom on the side of OG? Did you like that? Do you like what they did with the Husker as well? Or do you feel that that could potentially be one of the issues and downfalls of this lineup for OG?
And maybe from a comfort perspective, it was a slight downfall. I don't think there's anything wrong with carry Doom, but at least the way I think OG played around it, and for Yuragi, I think it just looked a little outside of his comfort zone. It felt like they didn't quite know the timings of when they want to fight, how they want to fight. But I think, to me, less the Doom and more the problem was maybe the IO Marcy that support you, I just feel like was kind of low impact. They weren't really able to do a whole lot in this game. IO's just about like buffing up your cores. Marcy's just like, okay, you can combo with the puck. But I just felt like they didn't have a support that brought any team fight and way to basically match up what the Shaker was doing. Like you mentioned, like how impactful Jinku was, and I totally agree. He probably was the MVP, but it was like what were OG getting from their supports, and nothing kind of compared to what the Shaker had.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of their moves did get stumped though by like the Chen heal. That was like pretty massive in my opinion. I know like they skirmish early, they send in the Huskar, he nearly kills Arme, and then everyone's healed, and it's just like everything you just did was totally like just stopped, and then they've kind of no gas in the tank. They're getting worn down. There's a lot of units running around, and they get die.
What do you think is a key takeaway that you want to see OG have from this series now that they have the 2 losses?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's about figuring out which of their kind of drafts and strats, like what style is going to work best for them in this tournament. I think you can't overthink too much. LGD are the heavy favorites coming into this major. I think for most people, they have them as like the #1 team with